I'd like to do something different. I see a lot of risk in the stock market and global macro, and I see a lot of risk in crypto. And I think you're going to have a situation where Bitcoin either stays at the same price, but more likely, Bitcoin's going to decline. And altcoins, meaning anything but Bitcoin, are going to decline more than Bitcoin. So, what I'd like to do today is forget about all that. Just focus on a project that seems to be gaining momentum. And who cares about the stock price? Who cares about the coin price? Let's just look at the fundamentals. So let's get started. You might guess what I'm looking at today, and that's Solana. And you might guess that because Hivemapper is a mapping Dapp that's on Solana, on the Solana blockchain. And they chose that. I heard the chief executive officer speak today, and he said he chose Solana because it's the cheapest one out there. So he didn't seem to do too much research into anything else about Solana, but he seemed to know a lot about how Solana is really cost effective. So let's go with that. So you can see here, Hivemapper is like Apple Maps and Google Maps, but they pay to earn. They use like you see in other industries that are Web3 oriented. They have their users help them out. So what happens if I go down, you can see they give you a dash cam, and it's on the left side here, number one, and then you put it on your car and you drive around with it, and you can earn tokens. Their tokens are aptly named honey tokens because think of the name of the company, Hivemapper. And so when you point out, so say you're driving, you point out an accident, you get a honey token for that, or you see a road is closed, and you get tokens for that. So you basically earn income on it, and you're a user. So it's very nice. It's nice the way everyone seems to come together holistically and trying to think of the word here. And well, it'll come to me. Basically, the users and the Hivemapper app are complementary to each other, and so they're self-reinforcing. And if you go to the Explorer, you could click on a few of these. If you go to the unique kilometers mapped, and this is a global mapping company, you could see that's been going up dramatically over time. It started at under, I guess it was 250,000 unique miles in February, and already within a few months, it's gone up to 2.2 million unique kilometers mapped. So it's pretty unbelievable. So there's been a lot of momentum. And you can see the contributors. And a lot of these contributors, as you might guess, are Lyft drivers and Uber drivers that are already making money, right? They're making money driving for Uber, for example. Yet they're also making money because they have these Hivemapper webcams on their car. So it's pretty efficient. And let's see, look at something else here. And these are the regions. So you can see there's a lot of progress in Singapore and in LA. So it's all over the world. Actually, we can look at a map here. This is a map, as you know, of the United States, and you can see all the MSA, the metropolitan areas that are being used. But if it's not, like I said, it's not just the US. If you go globally, you can see it's being used all over the world. Now, you don't see too much other pink here because it's taken some time to load up, basically. But it's like being used all over the world. Let's see if I drill down, maybe it'll light up. No, but the ones for Europe have lit up. You can see like it's pretty intense, pretty dense in Europe and intense. So right there, you can see Hivemapper is doing very well, and it's on the Solana blockchain. Now, what I want to talk to you about now is the new Solana phone that just took orders in, I I think it was April, they took orders for their phone. And it's a very interesting phone. It's based on the Android operating system, but it also has something called the Seed Vault, which has basically has this is going to sound like an oxymoron because it's got a cold wallet that's disconnected from the internet, yet it's on a mobile phone. So they have something, I'm trying to look up the name. I think it's called Seed Vault. Basically, they have their own software that separates the Android operating system from their blockchain vault. So you could keep money on, you could keep your own wallet there. You could use the vault for payments, for games. You could use it for NFTs. So it's pretty amazing. And I'm going to show you the orders because this is what I want to show you today is the momentum. And let me just get to that. It's right here. So if you go to Dune.com, you can see the orders started out pretty low in June at a few hundred, 13 in June, and then they've been going up consistently. I think they're around 9,800 as we speak. According to this, as of April 5th, it's 9,721. So if you multiply that by whatever, $950, $1,000, you're going to get to about something like $9.5 million. Depends how much is going to Solana. Because, there's hardware. They're outsourcing the hardware to a company here based in the Bay Area in San Francisco. And they're receiving a certain amount of that. But what's important is not really how much money they're making on the phone. It's, they're ramping it up and what the total addressable market is. Because the market for for hardware, for mobile phones is huge globally. It's about $400 billion. So if they could just get 1% of that market, it's huge. And remember, this is one of the first phones, I should say, on the market. There's also something called the Nothing phone. But the point is, this is a good learning experience. And speaking of the learning experience, Solana is going to have its own app store, appropriately named Dapp store. And they're going to have 16 dApps, including apps that you've heard of, like Ledger, Magic Eden, Mango Markets, Marinade, Squads, the ones I just showed you. So this is going to have some really good momentum, in my opinion. I think that's about it for that. Yeah. So let's go to the next app. The next app is like an Internet of Things app. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called Helium. And again, it's using the same decentralized concept as I mentioned before. It's going to have the ability to connect hotspots, with the Internet of Things, and you're going to participate in this. So you could participate as a miner. And if you look here at the hotspots, it's been growing dramatically. And I can't get old data, in terms of historical data, because they've moved from Polygon and Ethereum to the Solana blockchain. So this is a recent data. So you can see there's 2,745 hotspots, and you can see there's some good momentum. So that's very good. What else did I want to point out? You can see it's 192 countries. So it's pretty amazing. And I'm just clicking on the cities. You can see the cities where it's not coming up. It's a little, there's a little slowdown in my Wi-Fi here. And you can see here, these are the rewards that have been given. Hotspots that have been rewarded. 403,000 hotspots have been rewarded in the last 24 hours. So users are earning if they mine and act as a hotspot for Helium. So going back to Bitcoin, so you can see, as I mentioned earlier, that I think that there's a lot of risk in markets, including Bitcoin. And you could see, like I said, Bitcoin dominance, including Bitcoin dominance, is going to go up. And you could see that Bitcoin dominance in November 2022 was 38.7%, and ETH dominance was 18.7%. And they've been going up dramatically. And that's because I think we're still in a crypto winter. And the same thing goes for Solana. What I charted here was Solana divided by Bitcoin. So basically, it's looking at how Solana is being affected by Bitcoin's dominance. And you could see it's still going down. So that's a negative thing. So that's all I want you to talk to you today, is that I think there's high risk in the markets. I think there's high risk in crypto. And I think that Bitcoin dominance is going to keep going up. And this means that the price of Solana, which I think is down 8% as I speak, can continue going down, especially compared to Bitcoin. But it doesn't mean that the projects are not being worked on. There's still a lot of momentum fundamentally in the Solana project. And that's the good thing about it. You could take advantage. You could take advantage that we're in a bear market possibly, and maybe Solana's going down in price. However, behind the scenes, the fundamentals are still good. Remember, Solana, excuse me, I need to get a drink. Remember, Solana had a near-death experience in November 2022 when FTX and Alameda Research went bust. And so Solana got hit big time because they lost their Serum, their decentralized exchange. They lost a huge amount of TVL. The total value locked went down something like over 90% from its high. So Solana had a near-death experience, and they basically had to pivot and come up with a new decentralized exchange. But more importantly, they shifted from being a business blockchain and a blockchain for decentralized finance to being a blockchain for Internet of Things and for NFTs. And so now's a good time to take advantage of that, take advantage of the decline in Solana's price. Yes, it's true. Solana rebounded from its low of around $8, $9 to about 22, but it's probably going to stay at this area or go down if there's a continued crypto winter. And again, you need to take advantage of that. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you that the Solana blockchain has now stabilized, and you're seeing good momentum with Helium and Hivemapper and the Solana phone. And I didn't mention Render Network. Render Network is moving from its own blockchain to the Solana blockchain. And they chose Solana because of, I don't want to get too detailed here, but Solana and Metaplex are working together, have worked together to compress NFTs. So that allows a company like Render, which does real-time renderings. So this is very graphically intensive. And so they needed a blockchain that is cheap and fast, and that's why they chose Solana. So there's a lot of good things going on with Solana. So I think it's good to focus on blockchains that are doing their work.